let's get this thing started. So I got a couple stories before we start on the disaster that has been the last two episodes. Mike, say hello, and apparently Mike is a little bit ripped right now.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm on a little boys golf trip. I'm down here in Florida, and we finished playing golf around about 4:30 or so, and it's about 8:30 now. So I've been drinking for the last 4 hours. And
Just four?
Doug, well, yeah, but it was a good four, by the way. It was, yeah. Doug, I've got a summary. If you want me to give a summary. I know we had some technical difficulties with the last one. I'm happy to give a summary of what our listeners and viewers may have missed.
All right, and if you miss anything, I will add that in.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So just to recap, we attempted to record one of these earlier this week, and it just didn't work. We had it took a digger, and we had all sorts of problems. And so here's the recap of what everyone missed. You missed three things. Number one, I went on a rant about a discussion about if you're a pitcher in Major League Baseball, you should only be eligible to win the Cy Young and not the MVP. That's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The second thing is Doug had cramps really bad. So I think he was having his period.
All right.
He was taking pampering.
All right, listen, all right, that's a good one. I'm going to reach through there and we're going to scrap. You do understand that that's related to something that I can't help. All right, because I'm going to get him again tonight because it's Thursday. Yeah. Every fucking time I get treatment, I don't miss my period. I get cramps because of that. Look at it. Look at he's all happy. He's all proud of himself.
You know what? Can I be crass? It's a good thing you don't take cucumbers up somewhere. You might chop it off. Getting cramps.
Yes. I got a story about cucumbers for another time. It may be tonight, but go ahead. All right. So you're right.
Okay.
I forgot how badly I was cramping up. That's right.
That's two.
Okay.
That's two. The third thing that our viewers missed is Jimmy referred to Mets pitcher Jason DeGrom or Mets pitcher Jacob DeGrom as Jason DeGrom.
I said Jacob.
I think you said Jason, but I think you said Jason.
I had a few beers.
You had more than a few.
I might have slurred.
And he drank those gigantic 16-ounce IPA Voodoo Ranger,
which I didn't realize had 9% alcohol.
9% alcohol.
Oh my God.
He ripped through two of those.
That was bad.
Yep.
So
that's what everybody missed earlier this week.
We can revisit a couple first. I know we talked about the Masters. By the way, Mike has the organic Coors beer. Mm-hmm. So the organic beers, I have not had one of those yet. I've had the Mick Ultra or the Michelob ones, but those things are excellent.
Are they
because
really? Okay.
they're very good, and you do not feel. I had 10 of them at least at the Super Bowl.
Right.
I think I had 10. Oh, wait. No, we each had 9, right?
Because
we had 18.
You had the
We had the Michelob Pure Gold, but we had 9 apiece, right? Because we had 18 beers.
We did. Yeah, we got an 18 pack of them, and we just tore right through them.
Those were good. I love those things.
Okay. Yeah. I'll have to try them.
All right, so we talked about the Masters. I'll let you start. Right. First.
Why are you yelling? What are you yelling about?
First off, I'll let you start because I didn't watch any of it. So I asked you about, was it Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so were you surprised that he won that fucking thing?
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, I didn't tell you this. I changed my last minute pick to Scotty, and I won $20 from Matt Joe by doing that.
Thanks, because you told me Justin Thomas on the group text, and I lost $5 fucking dollars on that guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I picked Tony Finau.
Fucked you.
Who the hell is Tony Finau? Is he a morning show host at FAN? Did you watch that one? Tony Finau is a morning show host at FAN.
That's a good one, yes. No, that sumbitch didn't win.
You know who surprised the hell out of me in that? Harold Varner III. He played pretty well in his first Masters the other day. So
I got no idea who that is. Is that Gus Varner or Ernest Varner's dad? Son?
Good one.
No, remember Ernest?
Good one.
No,
was that Ernest Varner?
Definitely not. So
Ernest goes to camp. Was his last name Varner?
Yes.
That's Varney.
No.
It was
That's a
Jim.
good one. That's a good. Hey, Doug,
I thought Varner played pretty well in his first Masters. My father always liked him, so I kind of got a soft spot for the guy. I guess he's from the Myrtle Beach area, and that's why I kind of, when I see him up there.
Hey, Doug, you might want to edit this out. I'm just going to give you a warning so that when you're watching this later on, you know what's coming.
Yeah.
He's the Bubba Wallace of the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I'm okay leaving it in. That piece of shit sucks.
Okay. Yeah.
Varner doesn't.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Are you meaning everything or just the fact that he sucks and he's got to, okay.
Yep.
All right. No, I mean, Bubba's, that's the whole, okay. I mean, we saw that, by the way, Mike and I saw firsthand before anybody gets fucking fired up about that comment. So Bubba, whatever. We know why he is also like Danica Patrick. She was there for a reason. She was there to promote the sport for women because there's not as many women watching it as men. But Bubba Wallace, we saw firsthand what a fucking dick he is because he damn near snubbed that kid for an autograph.
I saw so many. I think we've talked about this before. We went to Phoenix to see the season-ending race. We saw, like, everybody was there in the NASCAR circuit, right? I saw so many drivers up close, take time with fans and took selfies. They signed everything. Those guys were awesome. And Bubba treated this 10-year-old kid like a piece of shit. It was really tough to watch.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the Jeff Samardzija story?
Oh, yeah, the Notre Dame guy.
Yeah. So
No.
So Joe, when he's getting into college football back in like 2005, he loved Jeff Samardzija. So we happened to be down at Disney World. They're doing the college football awards where we're staying. So Joe and Nick, we meet Lee Corso. Guy couldn't have been any nicer.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, gets on a knee. Who's your favorite team, guys? And they're both like, "Go Irish!" Right. So the next day, we're getting ready to go home. We're sitting on the boardwalk, and down walks Jeff Samardzija. So I'm like, Joe, let me grab the camera. There's Jeff Samardzija. Oh my God! So he runs up to him and he's like, Jeff, can I get a picture with you? He goes, yeah, maybe later, bud, and just kept on walking. And I'm like, that motherfucker. And he went down to the ESPN. The ESPN's on the Disney, and my Irish temper got the best of me. I was like, I'm going down there and I'm gonna grab him by the throat. You don't embarrass my kid like that. And Nicole, she's like, no, don't do that. You can't. And there's poor Joe, upset. I'm like, this guy couldn't take 2 seconds to take a picture. I was like, what a and ever since then, I hope Jeff Samardzija, if he was on fire, I wouldn't fucking piss on him.
If he was on the other side of the fence on fire,
good
he would
one.
piss on him.
Well, then I wouldn't make it over. On purpose.
And he wouldn't kick that son of a bitch.
Yeah, if he was driving the Winnebago, Jim would piss on him right there. Yeah, right on him. Hey, when you saw Lee Corso, did he put on a head and go, fuck it?
I forgot about that. That was classic.
But you know what? A little off topic. How great is Lee Corso? And unfortunately now,
it's rough.
He's so he's become a caricature of himself. And I know ESPN doesn't want to push him off.
Right.
And I know he loves being there, but
it's tough.
I mean, he's only in the first segment of each hour, and then right at the end, he's just not there anymore.
No.
And it's painful to watch.
It's almost like they should just bring him in at the end and let him focus on preparing himself for that last segment, because the other stuff is tough. I mean, it's still funny. Well, the other thing is, on that note, is the guests that they've been having for those segments have not been anywhere near as good as they were like before COVID. Like, it's sort of going, I just wonder if it's hard for them to get. Some of them are kind of rough. Even when they had Evander Holyfield, it was funny because you couldn't understand a fucking word the guy was saying. Mm-hmm. But it's too bad, because that's getting rough.
So, who replaces Corso?
That's a good one. I have no idea.
I'm going Swamp Dragon.
I don't know who that is.
What did you call him? The
Orgeron. Orgeron?
Yeah, Harambe.
Holy hell.
How
Harambe?
would Harambe be?
Harambe?
That actually would be pretty funny.
Right.
Oh, go Tigers.
Yeah.
Well, that actually would be. I don't know if he's too close to it now that he wouldn't open up a little bit and just be hilarious, because that
I think
actually
he'd
is
be
not a
I think
bad.
he'd be hysterical on
That is not bad, actually. If you don't get like an actual comic,
That's pretty
I'll
good.
tell you who they should get is Daniel Tosh, because he's a college football fan and he likes UCF. Like that would be
Good one.
He should be a guest one time.
Yes.
I mean they won the Natty and everything.
Yeah,
Good one.
right.
Good one.
So we also talked last time about Jim wanting to videotape his buddy pissing over the truck, and I was asking him if he planned on getting a close up of that.
Yeah, because that was the fourth thing we missed. The Wizinator.
The Wizinator, what came up.
Oh,
and
yeah, we did
Now
talk
I know what the
about that, yeah.
Wizinator was.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
why did I say last time? What the hell were we talking about that I got to bleep that out?
You can't say.
But
you
why
can't
did
say
I
that.
say it? What were we talking about? Do you remember?
I don't.
I can't remember what it was.
No.
By the way, Braun thought it was great.
Yeah.
Did I tell you, this guy Braun, it's a buddy of mine. I won't tell you where he teaches and all that because people can figure that out. But he kind of wanted to watch how we do it because he wants to do one with his buddy. And he's got a studio and everything. But unfortunately, he's got to make sure it records. Well, it did
Good one.
record it. It
Good
just
one.
the program that we use, and I
Good
won't
one.
say it because it just shut down. But after 18 episodes, only having to fudge
Right.
2 of those is not bad. But I don't remember why I said that. I have no idea what we were talking about, and I went on a rant about that. I didn't know you couldn't. Well, I also didn't know you could say if you can't say that either, right?
No, you can't say
What
that.
did we decide
Yeah.
on that? Was it little person?
That's what I
Little,
think.
it's little people.
Yeah,
little
And
people.
then I went on a rant
Yeah.
about that actor. From
Vertically challenged?
That could be. Yeah, but I'm vertically challenged. Fuck, I'm only 5'9".
So am I.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm 5'10". I lie. I round
I
up.
shrunk. I did shrink an inch.
Yeah, I
from
round
my-
up by saying 6 foot.
Oh, I can't.
And I
do
round
that.
down on my weight.
Yeah, that reminds me, Jim. I had a buddy he's a good dude. He's a big man. I'll put it that way. And I asked him what he weighed, and he said 2 bills and change. And I said, the change is the most important part.
Yeah,
Right?
Because if he's
Like, I
202,
know the
it's
2
not a
bills.
big deal.
Right, exactly. He's
Yeah.
like more like 285, 286, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
the change is the problem.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
If he's like 250, where that's a little bit borderline.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Oh, so when we were talking about the Cy Young, this is on my notes. When we were talking about the Cy Young the last time, when I had to blur out the fucking NCAA basketball game, which I can tell that because we missed that story.
Yep.
Do you know the Cy Young? There was on one of the televisions that I didn't have to blur out. There was actually a poll of who people thought were going to win the Cy Young. So it was funny as we were talking about Davis picking that Chris Archer and he lost like 19 games. That they were actually talking about the Cy Young on MLB Tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something.
What the hell is
Yeah,
that
he did.
noise?
I
So
think
we
it's
should
water.
Okay.
we should recap that, by the way, because I don't want to rip on him. But the story is that every year before the baseball season, Davis and I make picks.
Yeah.
We pick the division winners, the Cy Young, the MVP, World Series winners. And in, what was it, 2000? He's here, by the way. Was it 2016?
Entering 2016 season.
Yeah. Entering the 2016 season, he picked the Cy Young winner to be Chris Archer from the Rays. Archer went on to lose 19 games. So, yeah, that didn't work out.
And
He
you
did
never
not
let
win
him
the
live it
Cy
down.
Young. Never. No. No.
I forgot where I was going.
Cy Young.
Well, we were talking
TV.
about the MVP. Oh,
Right.
So I watched a show today. I sent you guys a text. I already forgot the name of it, and I do not want to in any way give it any. It's on after High Heat. So basically, MLB Network starts off with that morning show, which
Right.
I think is pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that's
and then the rest of the afternoon until MLB Tonight comes on, you can just flush a toilet and watch.
You don't like
shit
High
shows.
Heat with Russo?
No. Well,
No.
it's at
No.
times it's funny because he has no clue how he says shit and it's all over
he
the place.
butchers the English language.
I actually
Like-
thought that show was going to last 1 year.
Yes.
I am stunned it's still on.
You want to know why?
Like,
Well, nobody.
Like-
what else are you going to put on?
Well, it's Chris Russo. That's
Right.
why.
well, that's something. That's impressive. Are you kidding me?
Well, he's.
I mean, it's going to smell like
now.
it's going to smell
treatment.
like Corvallis in
It's
there.
treatment.
That's
It's treatment.
That is
Who stepped
something.
on a duck?
Holy hell. That's
I heard a guy farted at a bar tonight outside, and it stunk so bad that his kid had to text me.
what's that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Huh?
I heard
I don't
somebody
think so.
farted outside, and it was bad.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes. It smelled like Corvallis. Yeah.
That's.
Yep.
What were you saying about Russo?
Oh, yeah. He said scapula. We talked about
Yes.
this last week. He was talking about Jacob deGrom's injury, or Jason deGrom for some of us.
Jason
And
deGrom.
Yes. And he called it a scapula. It is not a scapula. It's a scapula.
Do you think
It's
he's
right back here.
that bad? Or do you think maybe he
He's
does it as a goof?
terrible.
Oh no,
That's-
I think he just talks too fast and
And he
trips
doesn't
over his
catch
words.
it, yeah. So anyhow, there was a show on after his that has a group of 4 people. It's all diverse, so it's okay to
Right.
have on television now. And it's 4 people that none of them I believe, I don't think any of them have played baseball nor have been around the game at all to understand the inner workings of baseball. They're just like, it's like when Danny Cannell came on the air for the first time on ESPN before he got fired 100 times, and they put him on late at night. It was like a skater show. Like, it's like they were dudes and surfers, and they talked about funny things. It's sort of the same
It's like
premise.
ESPN The Ocho.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. So it's just people sitting around and they're filling time.
Right.
It's like the morning show on NFL Network,
Right.
but it's horrible. Where that show is really good, and they're sitting around, they're relaxed, and they're dressed up in leather, and the one guy's got his sneakers and spiky hair. They were talking about the guy bunting last night in the Giants Padres game.
Mauricio Dubon.
Right. And of course, none of them who have been around the game at all don't understand why there's an unwritten rule and why it's
Right.
a problem. Here's the thing. I think there's some ridiculous rules in baseball that are unwritten. One of them, you don't fucking bunt when you've got a double-digit lead or whatever
Right.
the hell the fucking score was. One of the guys is like, oh, he needs his hits. Are you fucking
yeah,
serious? So what did you think of that?
So, first of all, we watched that this morning, and it was Sean Casey and Mark DeRosa, who are terrific,
Yes.
by the way, right? And did you hear Casey's comment, who he said, if he were at first base, he would have said to Dubon, bro, you got to clean that up. I thought that was hysterical.
That's funny.
That was so funny. Anyway, I have mixed feelings on it, and not because I'm a Giants homer, by the way. Like, there's a side of me that says, well, fucking play better. Don't get your ass kicked by 10 runs.
Right.
Like that's legitimate. But at the same time, I'm not saying don't compete, because I don't think you can tell these guys to not compete. That's what they do for a living. But go swing the bat.
Yes.
Swing the bat.
Well, they
Right?
don't
If you swing the bat and you smoke one down the line, good for you.
Right.
Right? Good for you.
Players, they don't bunt situationally hardly at all anymore.
Right. How many times do you really see a bunt in
Right,
baseball?
so if you're-
unless it's the playoffs.
If you're doing it up 10, you're doing it to stick it to them.
Yeah.
Believe me, I saw it happen with the Pigs. That fucking piece of shit J.P. Crawford laid one down, and then his boy Nick Williams laid one down right after it, and that prompted them to throw at the biggest bastard on the team, Eric Kratz. And he's like, what? And then the teammates get pissed off, because that's one way of stopping it. Fucking peg a guy. Throw it a fucking guy the next time he's up. But you're not trying to get a base hit. You're not trying to be like, we got to make sure we keep it going. You're fucking sticking it to him.
Yeah.
Sticking it.
Right.
Good one.
Yep.
Good one. Hey,
You
Doug,
putting a hugger in?
Nothing.
what's going on over there?
Nothing.
Not the cough.
Okay. Let's switch gears for just a second.
sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Let's talk about let's stay with baseball, but let's talk about Vlad Guerrero,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Davis asked me this question last night. I think it's a great question. Who's the better hitter, Vlad Sr. or Vlad Jr.?
They talked about that last
That's a
night
good question.
during the Yankees broadcast.
That's a good one,
and
right?
obviously it's a
because
short
Senior's
window.
a Hall of Famer.
Yes, but does Vlad did Senior have as much power? He did. This fucking guy reminds me of Canseco. Like when
Yes.
Canseco played with the
Yep.
Ace, I watched the whole game last night,
Right.
and I saw all his home runs. When he comes up to bat, it's like when Canseco played in McGuire.
It's an
and you're
angry
like,
swing.
I got to watch this fucking guy. And it's a violent, you're right, it's a violent swing. And even Puig, who had some numbers for a while, wasn't this way. So I would say Vlad Jr.'s got more power, right? I mean, these fucking monster home runs.
Yeah.
Right or no?
How long did Senior play for? 'Cause
What are you
it seems
laughing at?
To me, he stopped in.
I ripped one and it smells so bad.
That's nice.
I guess that organic beer is
Horrible.
really good. Huh?
It is so bad. Davis is back here. It's rough. It's rough. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's impressive.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
did.
By the way, he's out the window hollering for Francisco to come over.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one. Yes. What did you think? I mean, you're more of a baseball connoisseur than I am. I think Junior's got more power. That seems to be.
Here's what I think. My recollection of Senior is that he was the best bad ball hitter I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
He would hit balls that bounce literally in the dirt, right? Junior is a much more disciplined and better fundamental hitter.
Yeah.
And he has all the fundamentals. Like Senior, it was all about just raw talent. He could just hit shit, right? He was just mega talented. Junior is disciplined. He knows the strike zone. He can make adjustments. He can hit for power and average. So I think at this point, it's early on, right? But I think at this point, he's the better fundamental hitter.
Yeah.
That his dad was.
I tell you what, it was funny. I'm thinking that the fucking Yankees should have walked him last night.
Right.
Every time he came up, it reminds you of like
Bonds.
Bonds. Except he was Canseco was on roids too. But it's like Bonds, where you were like fuck it, walk him. The thing is that team, and I mean I like the Yankees, so I don't want to see the Blue Jays win a division. But that's a fun team, and that Montoyo, I've interviewed him at least 3 times.
Okay.
When he was with the Rays organization in Durham and at the national championship game one year, he is a really good guy. Like again, national championship, we have a conversation before the game, get some nuggets for the game, and I interviewed him twice when he was in with Durham.
Right.
And he is a really good guy. So like you feel you want to see them do well with him as the manager. He's not a fucking dick.
By the way, did you see or hear? I saw it online. In the game last night, one of the Yankees hit a deep drive to like left
Michael
center
Kay.
field, right? And Sterling in his typical, it is high, it is far, it is gone, right? And then.
Yes.
Oh no, it was caught.
He caught it.
You know, like that.
You know what it
much
was?
time
It was Giancarlo Stanton's pinch hit because Michael
Yes,
Kay
it
thought it
was.
was gone too on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was about 8 feet short of the
It
ball,
was
by the way.
It wasn't close. It was like at the edge of the warning track. Yeah.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like Aaron Hicks who caught Vlad's first home run and then fucking knocked it out of his glove.
Yes.
I'm not sold
That
on that
was-
fucker, but that's another.
Yep.
Hey, just right out of the gate, Shane Victorino, is he a Hall of Famer?
No.
Okay.
What are you kidding me?
So Victorino was
Shane
on.
Victorino.
I asked this. This is why
The
I've not
flying
heard anybody
Hawaiian?
say it. I'm watching the
Holy
Phillies game
hell.
tonight, and they've got him in the booth because Ruben Amaro Jr. and Tom McCarthy are not enough. So you got to bring Victorino in. I don't know what he might have been promoting something.
Okay.
I have something else on him too. But they just showed his postseason numbers. So I'm like, I'm going to ask you. I just wonder. So we had another fucking issue that we thankfully. Everything was saved. Thankfully, the first half of 23 minutes that we had. So we had another fucking issue. So now we're going to monitor us every 15 minutes. We were still talking about Vlad?
I think we were talking about your period.
Fucking now you're all, look at him. Look, he's all giddy. He's going to take fucking Davis and kick his ass out in the back for saying, this is not an operator error, I can tell you that. I'm making a note. Were we talking about Vlad or Shane Victorino in the Hall
Shane
of Fame?
Victorino in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it was Shane Victorino.
Thank
You
you.
got to be. Come on, guys.
Look who's bitching. He rips on his kid, and now, that one's not good. That's not going to be good. That's not going to be good.
bad.
Oh, boy, that's
Holy
not
hell.
going to be. Oh, so let me ask you this. So they showed Victorino. He's on the broadcast. Is it racist to call him the Flying Hawaiian still? And I am not being a sarcastic wise ass.
No.
Right? Because he's
I don't
Hawaiian,
think
it's
so.
okay.
Right.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's not a.
Are you sure? I mean,
Well,
he's
he's
kinda
pretty
short.
small. He's pretty small. Anyhow. All right.
He reminded me. I don't like the Phillies, so when he would run the bases and like do all his like celebrating and all that, he reminded me of Phil McConkey from the Giants in that '86 season, right? And as much as I love the Giants, McConkey drove me fucking crazy with all that shit. You know, I like him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but like all the pom waving and all that, like, all right, come on. Yeah, you're a hanger-oner. You know, it's no offense to him, like, but yeah, that's who Victorino reminds me of. You know,
Pretty sure, by the way, I'm going to try. Well, people should know this one. They're going to figure it out. Pretty sure when they had the exhibition game to open Coca-Cola Park,
right?
I was standing there with a person who at the time was the field reporter for the Pigs that now works for a major
Okay, yep, I know who you're
network.
talking about. Uh-huh.
And Victorino kept was letting the ball like roll past him to try to get her attention. I'm pretty sure he at some point was interested in banging her. I don't think it ever happened, but I'm pretty sure because fucking baseball players, those guys walk around like everybody wants to fuck them. And he was like letting the ball roll. They were him and Ryan Howard were warming up. And he's like letting the ball hit her, and yeah, sorry, yeah, because it's fucking shame. She, by the way, is like 8 feet taller than him, which is kind of funny. But anyhow,
Would have been great if she did a Benny Hill on him, right?
just tapped him on the
Tapped
head.
him on the
Yeah.
head.
No,
Good one, the Benny Hill.
now it
That's a good
probably
one.
would happen.
Yeah.
Back then, that was not the
right.
thing to do. So we were talking about the pepperoni. You told the story
Yes.
about the pepperoni
Yeah, right.
stick, about the guy claimed that he fell off a ladder. What makes you decide when that has happened? Like, how do you wonder how like guys are they sitting there like, all right, what are we gonna say here?
Right.
Oh my God, what are we gonna say? Well, just say, it's probably better to admit
Yeah.
that, because the nurse would be like, oh. But if you tell a story that you fell off a ladder and landed point up on a pepperoni stick, that nurse is going to go home and tell somebody, and it's going to get out. If you just say, oh, yeah, my partner and I or my whatever and I were experimenting with it, and it got stuck up there. Although, by the way, that's a pretty big pepperoni stick.
Can you imagine, right, at the end of their shift, if all these doctors and nurses go out and have a couple drinks right after work, they're like, wait till you hear this story.
Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell that?
Yeah.
And no matter what doctor would say, no, or nurse, no, we would never do that. I'm like, I call bullshit. Because I would. I would. Why not?
It's the Seinfeld thing about the proctologist or an emergency center nurse. Don't.
It's Fusilli Jerry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not.
1 in a million shot, Doc.
Yes.
Do not, because they got stories like you would not believe. So I got a cucumber story about that.
Oh boy.
So
boy.
we're
With
up at
you. Does it involve you with a cucumber?
No.
Oh, hold
Okay,
on.
good.
Before you even go into
I'm
that,
telling you, we are going to scrap.
did
You
you
want you
read,
like right over here and scrap right over here?
did you read that Post article I sent you about the guy?
Masturbating
Oh,
too
that
hard.
was
but
something.
As you
Holy
read
hell.
down more in the article, they talked about people going to the hospital for having stuff inserted for like no apparent reason. And there was a guy that went to the hospital. He had a 4-pound dumbbell shoved up his ass.
Come
Like,
on.
what? Like what? I'm
That-
speechless.
How do you get that up
Why?
there?
That's a big asshole. I mean, a 4
Yeah.
pounder.
Yeah.
A 4 pounder's got to be like. It's
Yeah.
got to. I'm going to say
Yeah.
it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
You gotta
that.
be like, it's gotta
You
be
got
like
you got to
that,
put some
right?
Vicks down there.
Yeah, you do.
And some
You gotta
milk.
give it the
And
business
some milk.
To keep from the burning.
Some Vicks and some milk to put it down there so it doesn't burn. Oh, well, since we're talking about that, how about the pistol? So I'll put the well, first of all, What did he do? Rub it raw? I didn't.
If I remember correctly, it was extreme masturbating. What he did is what he
I don't know what that is. That a sport?
You got
That's
me.
part of the X
But
Games.
basically, it was like, he was probably treating himself like a construction worker, like just banging and banging on himself, and
That's something.
I don't know. Like you read it, you're like,
okay.
holy crap! Like the word I forget the word they exactly used, but it was like an extreme adjective to describe what the guy did to cause him to have air burst out of his lungs and start filling.
Holy
Yeah.
Was he treating his body like an amusement park?
That was on today. I was watching that today. That episode was on today. That's what
There was
I
a
went.
glamour. I was alone.
That episode was on
I
today.
come
when
in,
I
you're treating
switched.
your body like an amusement park. She just, by the way, she just died.
Yes.
By the way.
Oh,
Estelle,
wow.
Estelle Costanza. So rest in peace. Yeah.
Not to be non-sensitive about this, but would it not have been classic to get that doll from the episode and have it either next to the casket or somewhere?
Yeah, right, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
that fucking
yeah.
doll
Yes.
looks just
Yes.
like her.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
On a side note of Seinfeld, do you know that Jerry's father,
my
on the
wallet's
show,
gone.
in real life, was a New York City detective?
Oh, really?
Yes, he was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line.
Yes.
from her.
Hey, Doug, is that going to give you cramps again?
No, I'm
is it
cramping
gonna-
up already.
You're going to have your period?
Well, you know what helps? I'm telling you, it's gonna be a fucking handicap match, me against fucking Mike and Davis, because that fucking guy was running his mouth while we were trying to fix the fucking Zoom call. Look at him. I wonder where he gets it from. Fucking ball buster.
He's an asshole.
Oh, did I tell you? I didn't tell you this. This is just that Pete's mom is, so not only does she live across the road, but she's a pharmacist where I get my stuff. So she came to introduce herself in the hospital.
Oh,
Talk about a small
that's
world.
nice.
Pete.
Yeah.
Violante?
Pete Violante's
Yeah.
mom works in the hospital, and she's a pharmacist,
Yeah.
so I see her every week when I'm in there. And she came over to say hello. She didn't say anything about Davis being an asshole, though.
I cut
Pete
you
would.
off
Pete would
because you were
say
about to talk about the cucumber.
the cucumber story.
Yes.
So we're at a Cub Scout event. There's 6 of us. There's 3 women and 3 dudes. I'm one of them, and dodgeball is one.
Right.
I'll leave the names out of the others. So we're sitting around the fire. Now we decided. I don't give a fuck now. So we decide. Somebody comes up. I know who came up. One of the women came up with the idea of putting vodka in a water bottle and adding Crystal Light to it and drinking that around the fire. So once, of course, I found this out, it went all fucking hell. We were getting wine. But Wayne is Dodgeball's telling stories about his wife. She's an emergency room nurse, about people coming in and having cucumbers stuck up their ass. So that became the major topic. Now, not all the women did I anticipate would be interested in this story, but they were. So we're talking about cucumbers up there, and that's when we're joking around. You got to have a runaway strap on it, so if it gets stuck up there, you can just fucking yank it out.
Yeah.
So
Runaway strap.
well, like a strap, like you have when you're
Yeah.
like a kill switch, like when you're riding the fucking
Yeah.
water, like a jet ski, and
It's
you
like
got
a-
that around your
yeah,
wrist.
jet
If you
ski.
fall off,
Yeah.
it kills the motor. So you
Right,
have it
right.
on there, so that way, if it gets up there too far, you can just fucking yank it out.
Yeah.
So this became the running joke. So the next day, when we went to get supplies for that night, we go to the fucking Walmart up there, and we got 2 cucumbers. And we went and snuck into their fucking. You're in like a lean-to tent.
Yeah.
There was no doors on it, so they went out and did an activity with the kids, and we took those fucking cucumbers and stuck them under their blankets in their bunk. So when they got into bed that night, after we're sitting around the fire, they had those fucking cucumbers laying there.
What did they
That's-
say?
That
Did they
was
laugh?
hilarious. Oh, the cucumbers
something.
became a running joke for every Cub Scout. Oh, cucumbers.
That's something. Let me just flash back to a guy who got a little bit bent out of shape because he had a Christmas tree on his porch.
Well, actually,
And that same guy is now putting cucumbers in somebody's bunk.
the cucumbers came after the Christmas tree. I wasn't actually irritated at you. I was stunned that Jeremy Mayfield didn't say, hey, by the way, to you, like, what are you doing? Or tell me, like, oh, I saw the guy. He just let it happen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Pause. We're at 11 and a half minutes just to be on the safe side.
All right, so
Save it.
we'll be back in a second here. All right, we're back again for our final segment, even though this is all going to be edited together.
That was brought to us by, as Mel Allen would say, Ballantine beer. You know,
Yes. All right,
or
so
Chesterfield cigarettes, one or the other.
I want to, and we told the dildo, I want to talk about the pistol picture that you sent.
You're gonna put that up, right?
Angela said, please don't get that. I'm putting it up because I thought, boy, that would be nice. She's like, why don't just use a Gatorade bottle? Well, that obviously, it's easier to, you know what it is? It's fucking longer. So you can kind of jam it right up in there. You can kind of go over top, and that way it doesn't leak out. Although you could do that with a Gatorade bottle, but they're not long enough.
No.
It's not like shitting in a Wawa cup or a 7-Eleven cup.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
So
would you? So, for a little backstory, I wound up getting a new couch, right? So, I had to take. I decided, let me put it on, sell the couch that I have. If there are a couple college kids going to Lafayette or Lehigh or something that want to have like a reclining sofa. So last night I'm scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden this thing comes across.
That's something.
And I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is what we were just talking. Poor Doug is driving and he's almost pissing himself. Imagine he had this, you know? And then the worst part about it is it's a chick.
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking it's Leah Thomas in that picture.
I don't know who that.
The University of Penn swimmer.
Oh, good one. Good one. Good one. Yes.
Because no normal woman, like, well, I check that. Not normal. A woman that
stays a woman
wouldn't take a picture of, you know,
of them doing that.
Right. So I just think as a joke, it's probably a guy in a dress that probably did, but you know.
Let's be clear. Jim is saying a woman who doesn't have a dick.
Yes.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Let's be clear on that one. Yes.
Yeah. Because
so-
otherwise, when you see the picture, Doug, you got the picture on the screen there. Everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Unless you got your hog out, it's not going to work.
No.
There's no way. It's not going to
You
work.
kind of got to put it. It's
you gotta
kind of down below there. You got to.
You got to get it in there.
Like that turkey baster, put that milk in there.
Yes.
Like that.
That's what she said.
Good one.
So I can't get one of those, even if it's not, because I wrote female pistol on here. I think that's more for a dude. But I need to get me one like a water bottle. They're not. They might be long enough. Or just don't drink like a lunatic to the point where you've got to piss every fucking 30 minutes. Hell, I did the fucking baseball game last weekend. 2 times I had to get up and go. Luckily, the bathroom's right behind me. And it's because I'm drinking like a madman, like I'm doing now, which I'm stunned that I haven't had to go now. But I'm on that pace to go into the late games, into the 5:30.
You know what I think?
Late
You know what I
games.
think you need to do? You need to buy some of the clear plastic tubing, right?
Oh, I can make my own.
Right, and get like a little funnel, right? Tape that together, and then when you have to go, just reach over, put the funnel down, and then it can feed right into a big gulp or a Powerade cup.
So I found this out when a big gulp cup. I need something with a lid. I did find this out when I rented a car to go see Shane. I'm used to, my truck's not really big, but it is higher than cars. So you're usually at or higher than most any vehicle you drive by.
Right.
If you're in a rent-a-car, I was in an SUV, but it was low. And, anybody can see. So it's like you can't pass.
Right.
Because I actually had to go when I drove out to see him. And fortunately, I made it to something.
Can't you just pull off to the side of the road and...
Well, you can, but what if something... I don't have uromycetitis.
Good one. You could die. You could die from
You
that.
could die from that, which I could see.
But you just can't pull over on the side of the road and just
Well,
let it go?
first of all, I had just the trip with Shane. I had just left the city of Denver.
Right.
So I was still in some pretty busy areas yet. Like it was like the golden exit.
Okay.
So fortunately, I managed to make it. The other problem I have is it comes on, it's like 0 to 60, like in fucking 2 seconds.
Now, is it because of the medicine?
Well, I don't really think that's what
Or
it
maybe
is.
your prostate is
think-
just starting
yeah,
to-
it could be, yes. It's all
Hey,
those.
Doug, what if it's like the hotel in Atlanta? And a guy is down there, and a guy, maybe it's me, he's trying to work the soda machine, and another guy's in his boxer shorts. He takes his dick out and starts waving it around.
I
What
don't
if it's
think
like
that happened. Allegedly. I don't think that has nothing to do with me having a piss, by the way.
Excuse me while I
Kinda.
whip
It's
this
like
out.
you're taking your dick out like you did in that hotel. It's kind of like that, right?
Excuse me while I whip this out. That's a good one.
You don't get that from
Well,
Blazing
yeah,
Saddles?
I know
Okay,
it
all
is.
right.
Yes. All right. We only got a few minutes left because so did you guys, I said this was something that we talked about the last time that I want to bring up again. So Ella was telling me that Disney's getting in trouble because they've apparently made a toy for Frozen that's a bubble wand, and
yes,
it
yes,
looks.
we did
Have
talk
you
about
seen
that.
this?
I have not.
It looks like a dildo. Like it.
Yep.
It's ribbed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it looks like
Yeah.
a dick. Other than making
Yeah.
it the mushroom like they did on that thing, it looks like somebody did this, and I am surprised it got by the screeners or whoever looks at that because it looks like a dick.
Honestly, I will say this much. I know there were other Disney animated things that stuff popped up in like the 50s, the 60s. So doesn't surprise me one bit because you're not even going to think about it. But you know what? Somebody will go on like Reddit.
Well, that's what happened, and they bitched about
and then
it.
all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, look, yeah, I see
Yeah.
it, you know? And yeah, that's great though. Like some guys, some animators, they're fucking with me today.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show
I'm
them.
gonna make
you
a
know?
dildo.
I'm
I'm
putting
making
a
a
ribbed
Frozen-
dildo in this movie right now.
Yeah, and then people are going to be, oh, it's a bubble wand, so it must come out. I don't think you're blowing on the tip or anything like that.
Good one. No.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that's what she said, but I don't
Yeah,
think
well, no, I mean that never goes bad. you know?
No, that never. All right, we got to wrap up. I got most of there's a couple of things, but that's no big deal.
K-Rod and
We don't need to talk about the K-Rod.
because that just sucks.
I just ripped another one. We don't need to
Yes.
talk about the K-Rod thing. We can save that because we'll watch week 2 this week. All right.
Big thing, Generals and the USFL
Yeah.
starting up on Saturday.
That's right, this weekend.
All day Sunday on Easter Sunday USFL games.
And
then-
wow, I can watch that at
Yeah,
my mom's.
right.
Nice.
And then something maybe for next week is Dabo and complaining about NIL
I saw that.
and Saban coming out on it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big thing. But Saban doesn't say anything unless there's a hidden meaning behind
Well,
it.
here's a
he's
little
smart guy.
Here's a little teaser of the two guys talking about NIL. One of them came out with a fucking rubber nose and a horn and a fucking flower that shot water, and then proceeded to try to be serious.
Right.
The other one was a legitimate
Right.
person talking about it because Dabo's a fucking clown. Like, unless he honked his nose
Right.
and fucking shot water, I imagine whatever words came out of his mouth sounded as silly as what that would have been like.
Right.
Did you see that Mario Cristobal came out in support of NIL? He was a vocal supporter of it at the U.
At the
Miami.
U.
Oh well,
Yeah.
all those former players from the U are going to start
Yeah.
throwing money.
Yeah.
At the,
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what was once under
Yeah.
the table is now
Right.
above board. But
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot more stuff to this. You know, like so I go to Tennessee, and I'm a 5-star recruit, and I get yelled at in practice, and I'm going to leave and go into the transfer portal. But the only reason I'm going into the transfer portal is because Tennessee, I'm getting $100,000 from this car dealer, but yet if I go to Florida, they're going to give me $300,000. you're selling your services.
Right.
And I think what these athletes need to realize in today's day and age, and what Saban brings up, is that if you want to go to the NFL, you almost might want to forsake the $300,000 NIL for $100,000 NIL and learn work ethic and skills to get you to make $7 million a year instead of chasing the early money
the
now.
easy money right away.
So
Yeah.
you know, like I'm a huge proponent. You want to transfer. I am not a proponent of the NIL. I get it. My personal opinion would be, if your tuition for the whole year is $50,000, we'll pay, and that includes room, board, and books.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is, you're going to get the $50,000 scholarship, but then we're going to give you, say, $20,000 extra on top of that, and it's going to go $10,000 a semester. You have $10,000 to live on for that semester. Because these poor kids, what they're not going to realize now is all this NIL shit. Wait till they get in trouble with taxes.
Oh yeah. Well,
Because you're going to get shady people that pull these kids in, and they're going to wind up getting screwed. This is a recipe for disaster, unless all these big schools break away from the NCAA and start like a big 50-team conference that's like almost like a NFL, the minor leagues. So that's for another time.
Shocker
we're at
escalated.
11:20.
All right.
So we're almost
Mike
done.
needs to give us his words of wisdom.
Doug, I've been drinking for the last 5 hours, so I think I'm going to center this on a little bit of advice for the viewers and some things that they should watch out for. So here are my words of wisdom. When you drink vodka over ice, it can give you kidney failure. When you drink rum over ice, it can give you liver failure. When you drink whiskey over ice, it can give you heart problems. And when you drink gin over ice, it can give you brain problems. So clearly, Doug, don't drink ice. Ice is bad.
That's true.
Tell everybody.
That
ice
is the
bad.
only constant. You're right. It's a fact. You got the facts. The fact is what's consistent about this. If the same thing happens every time, well, it's the ice. It has to be the ice. Get it out of there.
Ice.
I'll
ice.
go opposite.
That's good stuff.
I hear hard liquor and it does all that bad shit. Beer.
Well, there's no ice.
Just
Just
gives you
No
a belly.
ice.
Yeah.
No ice.
Just makes you look like Norm Peterson,
I can't risk it. I can't risk all those problems. Liver, brain, kidney. I can't risk all that damage. Just give me.
That's a good call. That's a good call. All right, that's good stuff. When you have a drinking themed words of wisdom, they're usually pretty good. All right, we got to go before we run out of time here. Mike, good stuff again. It was good to see, and thankfully this one, I think, when I edit this together, actually worked.
Yes.
And it's not me that fucked it up. It's the fucking app or the program that did it. So we think.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah. I guess the next time when we have the timer on,
we'll just break it up into segments.
When we get down into like 10 minutes, we'll kick each other. Like when you be like, okay, when you're starting the next one, like
because we almost had to do this 3 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, it's good to see you. All right. See you next time.
See you, everybody.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.